So Valve is getting sued again. At this point, it's just a running joke because the consumer compliance is just, oh my god, it's very nonsensical. And at this point, I believe it's just coming from a very disingenuous place concerning Valve having a very strong monopoly on the gaming platforms. But I think you, me, and every single gamer in this world recognize why Valve has such a strong monopoly when it comes to gaming platforms. Because, and I'm gonna say this for the people that don't use Steam, if they exist, it is a very good platform that works in favor for consumers. Not having any other company that can basically live up to the strength of Steam is not Valve's fault, it's not the gamers' fault, and it's not the developers' fault for using such a strong and popular platform. A lot of other companies have tried to copy what Valve did with Steam, so many, and none of them made it to what Steam is right now because they're anti-consumer. And we have seen this with a lot of these companies. They are greedy assholes that don't like to give the consumers what they want. And now you have these class action lawsuits either from the US, the UK, and now you have Netherlands. You know, these consumer competition claims are such bullshit in my opinion because it's not Valve's fault. They made a very successful product or platform. It's not their fault, and everyone's using it, everyone's making money off of it, the developers, the Valve, and well, maybe not the consumer, well, maybe the consumers as well if you use the marketplace as an example. But this is getting ridiculous at this point. Now I have the consumer competition claims right in front of me here. We're gonna read it and see what they claim Valve is doing. So this is the original source of the claim, basically the consumer competition claims from the Netherlands. So they're saying here is the collective action against abuse of dominance by PC gaming platform Steam. Dutch PC gamers have overpaid for games and in-game content for years. So this is their whole claim. This is the title of their claim, that the Dutch PC gamers have been overpaying for games and in-game content. That's it, which you and I both know it's not true. 11 June 2026, the Dutch Foundation Consumer Competition Claims has launched a collective action against the American technology company Valve Corporation, operator of the popular PC gaming platform Steam. The collective action, called Game Claim, opposes the illegal, anti-competitive practices that have led to higher prices for PC games and limited consumer choice across the entire PC gaming market. The foundation has sent a letter to Valve holding it liable. See, I'm having a problem with this phrase, this entire phrase here. Illegal, anti-competitive practices, and limited consumer choice. I mean, this is, from my opinion, complete bullshit. Because choices are abundant for players. They can go wherever they want and buy video game. It's not basically limited to Steam, but they're just choosing to go to Steam because it's such a higher quality platform. And this is an illegal, anti-competitive practices. Come on, man. If you don't have a competition to compete against, how is it anti-competitive? I mean, it's insane. Abuse of dominance. Steam is the dominant global distribution platform for PC games, with a market share of 85% over 1 billion accounts, including more than 2 million Dutch users. According to the foundation, Valve is abusing its dominant position and restricting competition, resulting in gamers paying too much for their games on Steam and elsewhere. Valve systematically excludes competition by prohibiting game publishers from offering their games at lower prices on other platforms. It also charges excessive prices. Valve demands a commission of up to 30% on most sales via Steam, notably higher than on competing platforms. The combination of restriction and excessive prices causes game prices to rise, not only on Steam but also on competing platforms such as Epic Games and Microsoft Store, which charges significantly lower commission rates around 12%. Valve also effectively forces consumers to use its own payment services for in-game purchases, for which also charges excessive fees. Valve's unlawful strategy results in extreme profitability, a matter on which the company is very secretive. In 2024, an internal email was leaked revealing that Valve's profit per employee is higher than of tech giants such as Apple, Facebook, and Microsoft. In 2021, Valve generated a profit of $1.3 billion through Steam on revenue of $2 billion. Like, yeah, what do you accept? What do you expect? Microsoft Store is absolutely garbage and no one likes to use it. The download rates there are horrendous. Even if the game is lower prices there, it doesn't matter because the platform just doesn't work. And this is explained the 12% commission rate, because why would I as a developer use Microsoft Store when I know it's a lower quality product than Steam? Well, and I know that a lot more players use Steam than they use Microsoft Store. That's why I'm not gonna go to Microsoft Store. That's why it's 12% commission rate, because they can't afford to give a much higher commission rate. I would bet that if Microsoft Store was as popular as Steam, they would have 40% commission rate, even 50%. So that's a moot point. It doesn't matter. It's the same with Epic Games. It doesn't matter if they have a lower commission rate, because the quality basically deserves such a commission rate. And even I think the 12% is a bit too high, because they're not as popular as Steam. When you have basically, let's say, 500,000 players that use Epic Games platform in comparison with 2 billion players using Steam, which of the two platforms would I, as a developer of a game, would go and offer my game, would put my game on? It's ridiculous to assume that because the commission fee is high, then it's, oh, well, it's, you know, it's taking all the money, you know, why it's taking the money? It's justifiable because of the popularity, because of the quality, and because if a game reaches popularity on that platform, it will sell harder than any other platform on there. Any game that's been exclusive on Epic Games or Microsoft Store hasn't been profitable, and that's obvious. So it's justifiable to have this kind of commission because of the return that Steam promises for these developers. Damage to Dutch consumers. Due to restrictions on competition, PC gamers pay more for their games than necessary, despite the discounts that Steam sometimes offers to consumers. The economic consultancy firm Copenhagen Economics have calculated the damages for their foundation, and the initial estimate is that Dutch consumers have, as a result of Valve's practices, collectively overpaid by more than 220 million euros for PC games and game content. For Dutch Steam users, this amounts to, on average, more than 130 euros including interest, and much more for avid gamers. That doesn't prove anything, because these prices are not set by Steam, they are set by the developers of this game. You have, like, why isn't this consumer competition claim going after Nintendo or Sony or Xbox or Microsoft? Because these guys literally sell their games up on because these guys literally sell the games up to $70, $60, and they never offer any sales. Nintendo still has $50, $60 on 10 to 20-year-old games. How is that acceptable, but this isn't? It doesn't make any sense. And for them to say that they don't have any competition, it's not Valve's fault. It isn't. There just hasn't been any company whatsoever that can live up to what Valve's doing. Epic Games had a really good chance to make their platform as competitive as Steam, but they opted out of doing so. They gained millions and millions of dollars off of Fortnite. Why is their platform still so bad? Why? When you have a perfect example like Steam, why can't you make it the same? Why can't you offer this competition up to these players? Why isn't there any local platform for the Netherlands that's backed up by the government or backed up by any other entity to actually compete against a private owned company like Valve? I mean, there's so much other stuff that these kind of communities can do or companies can do to basically compete against Valve, but they're just not doing it. Instead, they're just gonna bitch and moan and make a class action lawsuit against them. So weird for me. registering for compensation of damage. The foundation is calling on Dutch PC gamers to register via www.gameclaim.nl to support the collective action. The foundation aims to secure compensation for the losses suffered by these gamers. They're not gonna join because it's a choice they made. Steam is a choice. It's not forced upon them. It's not like you can just download Steam and you cannot download any other platform on your computer. Come on, man. And even Valve advocates for freedom of choice for the players. Come on. Focus on gamers. The foundation sees that part of the gaming community is loyal to Steam. Part? Okay. Steam is user-friendly and has good customer service. That is important, but it must not come at the expense of the consumers in other ways. It's not. Gamers are unaware of the damage they are unwittingly suffering as a result of Valve's practices. Healthy competition leads to lower prices and freedom of choice. That is precisely what is missing here and what we want to rectify, says Ariane Gomez, board member of the foundation. Man, I'm gonna prove to you that the prices are set by the developers and not Steam. It's so insane to me what they don't know. Previous sanction and international proceedings. Similar legal proceedings are already underway against Valve and other countries, US, United Kingdom. In the United States, claims for damage brought by consumers and game developers are pending, whilst a collective action lawsuit against Valve in the United Kingdom has been given the green light by the court to proceed. Last year, a UK court ruled in a case against another tech platform, Apple, was ordered to compensate UK consumers $1.5 billion due to the excessive 30% commission in Apple App Store. Valve was previously fined by the European Commission in 2021 for restricting cross-border sales with the European Union through geo-blocking. This fine has been upheld by the General Court of the European Union. You can't compare Apple with Steam. You can't compare Apple with Steam. Come on, for fuck's sake. When you have an iPhone, the only store you're allowed to use to download applications is the Apple App Store. But when you have a gaming PC, you can use multiple other platforms. Steam is not pre-fucking installed on your computer. Fuck me, dude. This is so stupid when they try to compare this with Apple. It's insanity. Collective action in the Netherlands. The foundation will, of course, attempt to reach a solution in consultation with Valve, says Bert Hakens, chairman of the foundation. Should that prove unsuccessful, it will launch a court case on behalf of all Dutch PC gamers who have purchased games or in-game content on Steam or through other channels. But they don't care. They don't care. It's absolutely insane to me that they are blaming Steam or Valve for players choosing it over other platforms. Now, the other thing I have to mention here, United States lawsuit, they still haven't reached the court yet. It's been a year. It's been 3 years for the United States one. It hasn't moved an inch. There is no grounds. There's no grounds. You can't come to a company and tell it, hey, all the consumers are going to you and that's not fair. So this is Valve's basically pricing, store presence kind of, rules. Partners on Steam are responsible for setting and managing pricings for their product. The Steamwork developer site provides tools to configure pricing and discounts on all the currencies supported by Steam. Initial prices as well as proposed pricing adjustment will be reviewed by Valve and are usually proceed with 1 or 2 business days. During processing, we will attempt to check your prices for input errors, but we can't guarantee we will catch everyone, so please check your prices carefully before submitting. This basically tells you that Valve is not the one setting the prices in Steam. It's the motherfucking greedy ass developers that want to set their prices of their games $60, $70. Any games that comes from Sony or comes from a Chinese, let's say, developer, their prices don't change. It's always $60, always, never below. They don't even participate in the sales, for God's sake. Pricing types. Steam support multiple business models that games use to price content, whether it be a single purchase of a full game, DLC, in-game microtransaction, or recurring subscription. So basically they're saying, even microtransaction, it's the responsibility of the developer of the game, not Steam, not Valve. No, just this. Now, required permission for editing price. Only certain publisher accounts have the necessary permission to enter or adjust pricing or configure discounts for your product on Steam. Now, pricing best practices. When thinking about the launch price of your game, you'll want to consider a few different factors. How long will it take customers to play through your game? Is this game highly replayable? Does it offer multiplayer? Are you launching in early access? How are games of a similar nature priced? Are you pricing with future promotion? They're literally giving you the benchmark on how to price your game and have it fair to the motherfucking consumer. And yet you still come here and blaming Valve and Steam for making it. Are you insane, man? Are you insane blaming Steam or Valve when they already put every single guideline in the book for it to be fair for the consumers out there? Sorry, table. About regional pricing. The price for each product on Steam is specified and displayed using 37 different currencies and 4 region groups. As always, how you choose to enter price for your game is entirely up to you, the fucking developer, the publisher, the whatever. Steam offers tools to help you set and manage the price of your game at appropriate level for each market. They even give you conversion tools, for fuck's sake. So, as you can see, guys, Valve is not responsible for the prices, which all these claims are saying that it's Valve's fault that the prices are like that and the players are paying this much. Valve is not anti-competition. They're just the only competition. Because every single other platform just basically shoots themselves in the foot or the face, whichever. And they never bother to develop their platform to at least reach the level that Valve has Steam on. And it's not Valve's fault. It's not the platform's fault. If the players are choosing to use this service, you can't do anything about it, man. It is what it is. All these lawsuits, all this bullshit is just a way to diminish the size of Valve, because all these, I don't know what they're thinking, but these entities just don't think it's fair and they are butthurt about it. Valve has an insanely good product, which is Steam, and we as gamers always go for it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. I would really appreciate if you like and subscribe and you want this more kind of content. If there's anyone from the Dutch people sees this video, please let me know what you guys think about this. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now. Bye bye.